So I'm going to share my slides on the topic we are going to discuss. Okay.
Sorry for this. Please, I want to change this thing so that this one will go direct.
In a class. So if you are changing, just take it.
Okay.
So if I want to remove this and stop like this, then stop sharing. And I'll go back. I want somebody to talk. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, okay. I want everybody to talk. I want people to be on. I don't want to mute anybody. So that if we talk, I'll be able to. I want you to be a common participator. After all, how many persons? One person. Or can I be hearing them? Okay. Okay. So that's like, okay, this person. Okay, yeah. More. Hello, class. So, by way of introduction, yeah, good afternoon. By way of introduction, my name is Dr. Nwankwo Innocent Okundo, Department of Veterinary Public Health and Preventive Medicine, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. So, I'm meant to teach or discuss with you some courses with Professor Bello. I believe Bello must have taken you on Monday. EPH
Yes, sir.
711. So this afternoon
Yes,
we are going to take VPH 716. It's about design and management. So, and it's actually what you know, just for us to share experiences, from the field experiences you are getting, and we'll learn something from you while you also improve on what you already know. So the title of this, the topic of this presentation is Abattoir Design and Management, EPH 716. So may I know the people that are joining us? Can you speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you go up introduction so that we can know ourselves?
Okay, I'm Dr. Osayamo Osagi from Edo State University.
From Edo State, okay, you're welcome.
Thanks,
Okay.
sir.
You're welcome. The next person. The next person. People can take their turn to talk so that we know the number of people that are actually with us. Okay. So, what is abattoir design and management? It's all about how we have our abattoir and how we manage them. They are just saying that when a beloved cow stops being useful to a herd, it's taken to the abattoir for slaughter. Just a guide of what's an abattoir. This quote will let you know what an abattoir is. So, but before we go further, I would like us to take some definitions. These are the things you already know, but it will be just a reminder towards where we are going. What is an abattoir? Simply put, a place where animals are butchered. Can also be called a slaughterhouse. I believe all of us must have encountered an abattoir in our locality.
Yes, sir.
So the one you have in your locality, is it an abattoir or slaughterhouse?
We have both, sir.
Both slaughterhouse and abattoir. Is there any difference between abattoir and a
And an
slaughterhouse?
abattoir.
Okay, is there any difference between two of them?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what are the differences, if there's any? Slaughterhouse and
I think
abattoir.
one of the differences I've seen, the abattoir has more components than slaughterhouse.
Okay, that is a volume of business and
Yes, sir.
the structure wise. Okay, okay,
Yes.
it's okay. So simply put, a slaughterhouse is a building or complex with certain design. That's why they say abattoir design or slaughterhouse design. It must have some basic designs meant for, certain, actions that is being carried out in that particular area. And the requirements that are used as place for animal slaughter for human consumption. There's also what we call slaughter slab. It's not necessarily a house, but a slaughter slab, often simply a cement platform of 3 or 4 square meters where animal can be slaughtered. This is obtainable in some areas where they don't have slaughterhouses. So they also operate on level of slaughter slabs. Okay? Now, what is zoonosis? Because what we're talking about abattoir management is the need to prevent infectious disease transmission from animal to humans. These are zoonotic diseases. That's why we have to take care that animals that are slaughtered in abattoir are actually certified, fit for slaughter, slaughtered hygienically, and are passed for human consumption. That will take us to veterinary public health. These are all things related to animal and animal products, which directly or indirectly influence human health. Our own faculty is faculty of public health. It concerns us. Everything that concerns animal relationship with humans is under veterinary public health because they influence us, they influence our health. Then food animal, we have other animal, domestic animal, companion animal, but these ones are food animal. When you talk about abattoir, we're not talking about companion animal. We're talking about food animal. Any mammal or bird declared to be an animal for slaughter can be called food animal. It might be nice for us to also know what is meat. You see, we eat meat, but sometimes we find it difficult to even say what the meat is. Simply put, a portion of an animal which is intended for human consumption, whether fresh, it can be fresh. You gotten it freshly from abattoir. It can be chilled or frozen, where you must have stored it under refrigerated condition or frozen condition. Or it can be processed, whatever way. Once they are meant for food human consumption, that means. Okay?
Okay.
Now, what is evisceration? Evisceration is just a process of activities that will conduct or carry out in abattoir to disembowel and remove the contents, of the slaughtered animal. What is carcass? Body of any slaughtered animal after bleeding and dressing. That's called carcass. Carcass. Once after they're slaughtered, they are now carcasses. Larage, you already know what
Hello,
larage
my
is.
network is breaking.
Huh? Hello?
My network is breaking. Can
Okay,
hear you
network.
clearly, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope it will improve. Can you hear me now? Larage.
Yes, sir. From evisceration, we couldn't hear you again.
Okay, this legend I say carcass. What is carcass? I expect you to know what carcass is. Differentiate it from meat. The next one is larage. It's a holding pen for livestock at the slaughterhouse prior to slaughtering. That's where you keep animal before they're slaughtered. That's the place you allow the animal to rest, the maximum time they're supposed to rest. Also conduct the antemortem inspection and approve those that are fit for slaughter to move forward to be slaughtered in the slaughter slab. Then there's what we call red offals. Red offals. Those ones include heart, liver. They are more bloody in nature, kidney, spleen, lungs, pancreas. We also have what we call green offals. They include rumen, reticulum, omazum, abomazum, small intestines, large intestines, and gizzards. We equally have what we call the white offal. These are the terms we use in abattoir in relationship to meat inspection. They include the brain, spine, bone marrow, testicles. They are more of, whitish in color because of their content. Then what is stunning?
Please, can you go? Please, can you go? The offers, we didn't get it.
The offals. I said we have red offals, we have green offals, we also have the white offals. Yeah?
Okay, sir.
So I said red offals include the hearts. They are more of bloody. They contain more blood. They're reddish in color. They include the heart, liver, kidney, spleen, tongue, lungs, pancreas. They also have the one we call green offals. They include the rumen, reticulum, omazun, abomazun. You all know them. The colon, the gizzards, yes. Then the one we call white offals include the brain, the spine, the bone marrow, the testicles, and the teeth. So we're just going through this some of these terms just to refresh our memory, because we'll be going to use them in the process of where we are along the line. Then stunning, just any mechanical or electrical or chemical, any of the procedure that you use to induce loss of consciousness in a slaughter animal. Ideally, before slaughter an animal, you have to induce the animal in a state of unconsciousness. That will help the animal to yield the right quantity of meat. Okay. Then, treacherous animals. These are animals that will not submit to the harness. They are really angered. They are quarrelsome and very irritable. Then, in the process of working in abattoir, there's called with clean area and unclean area. Clean operation and unclean operation. Clean area in the sense that they are designated for slaughter operations after evisceration. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
The clean area are designated for slaughter operations after evisceration to dispatch. Then the unclean area are those places that are designated for slaughter operations from stunning to evisceration. These are the things that are the activities that are there they're not too clean. That will cut down those things, those areas, unclean area, or they're dirty. Unclean operations happens in an unclean area, while clean operations happen in clean areas. Example of unclean operations, is handling of the animal in a large, stunning, bleeding, playing or scraping, removal of the head, the hide and skin, or hair or feathers, as in case of poultry. The clean operations also include carcass washing, dispatch to cold room, tail trimming, and the rest of them. Okay? Now, that takes us to the different way you can actually describe an abattoir.
Hello, sir.
Or types of abattoir we have. So we'll have the first one.
Hello, sir. You went off for a while.
Huh? Are you
You
hearing
went
me?
off for a while. Your network went off for a while. Hello, we couldn't hear you for a while.
Okay.
We talked a clean area.
Okay. So what I'm saying now, we are finished talking about some of the terms we normally use in abattoir environment, including clean environment, clean area, what to go clean area, or clean operations. You got me to this point?
I mean, that was
Okay. I say unclean operations are those operations that are, handled in large. They include stunning, bleeding, playing or scraping. Removal of head and hide and skin of feathers, as case may be, like in poultry. Are we together to this level?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when I say that we can actually, group abattoirs or describe abattoirs or the way they are, different types of abattoir that one might have in one's locations. Like I can say the first one as central abattoir. They are traditionally old fashions that operate under more of unhygienic conditions. What we normally have available, they will call it maybe in Sokoto, you have Sokoto Central Abattoir. Hello?
I can hear you. Types of abattoir. Network is breaking.
It's breaking.
Your network is breaking.
Okay, so I don't know. What will I do now to improve this? Okay, let's pray that it will improve. So we have a central abattoir.
Better.
Can you hear me now? Can have central abattoir. I have modern automatic abattoir. We now say that central abattoir are the ones that have been in use traditionally. Old-fashioned design abattoir that operate with more of unhygienic condition. When you compare it to modern automatic abattoir with a modern facility for slaughter and processing for wholesome meat. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We also have factory abattoir. Factory abattoir in the sense that the volume of business of activities that goes on there is similar to modern automatic abattoir. We are slaughtering of food animals. Start with slaughtering of food animals and ends with ready to eat packaged meat. They can also process this slaughtered meat or slaughtered animal into meat products. Okay. Sometimes they can say an abattoir is maybe a place where animals are slaughtered and where a very large quantity of waste products are produced compared to slaughterhouses. That is the volume of activities, as we said earlier, are more in an abattoir compared to slaughterhouses, but they also they're similar. The only thing is the capacity of the activities that are going on there. Okay. We also have simple slaughterhouse. It's a plant that slaughter animal and does a little, just limited amount of byproduct are produced. Byproduct processing. It is its main product are fresh meat in form of whole or half or quarter of carcass or a smaller meat cuts. These are obtainable in most of the local governments. We have these ones in our so we also have a complex slaughterhouse, a plant that produces that and does extensive processing of byproducts. Usually, at least 3 of the following operations take place there: rendering, processing, handling, blood processing, hide and the hair processing too. Okay? Are we together?
Yeah, but your network is breaking a lot. Yes, sir, but your network is breaking a lot.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
I pray that it improves. I'm trying. I've even changed my position to another place to see that it is better. Okay, so an abattoir can also be classified according to their sizes. We have small size abattoir or slaughterhouse. Here we slaughter just 30,000 units, per year. Or it may occupy 1 to 2 hectares of land, small size. Based on the quantity of activity that is being carried on in that particular abattoir. You say the small size abattoir. It can also be medium size abattoir, where 50,000 animals and it may occupy up to 2 to 4 acres of land. You can also have a large size abattoir, where 100,000 animals per unit per year are slaughtered. And it also required about 4 to 6 hectares of land. In this unit, we are talking about bovine at one bovine per unit, camel 1, swine 2, calves 3, and sheep 5. So that will now give us a size of, we can now use it to actually know the kind of size of abattoir we have in our locality. Okay? So, what are the functions of slaughterhouse? As a service unit for public in providing safe and healthy, whole and halal meat, is a place that we use to make sure that wholesome meat are provided, safe to consumer. As a place to carry out hygienic and correct slaughter, which is in accordance with veterinary public health, animal welfare, and religious rules. Okay? It's a place to carry out antenatal inspection and post-mortem inspection to prevent transmission of zoonotic. Hello?
Hello, sir.
The network is still breaking.
Very well,
Okay.
sir.
Now we know actually why we're talking about slaughterhouses. We know the functions of slaughterhouses. So we are just trying to remind ourselves what we normally do in slaughterhouses. Basically, it's for the purpose of provision of safe and wholesome meat. We carry out antenatal inspection and post-mortem inspection for this process to prevent zoonotic transmission of diseases to humans. It will also help us to monitor animal diseases, and control method can also be put in place by what we observe in abattoir. Okay? Then that will take us to essentials of slaughterhouse. What are the essential things you consider? In setting a slaughterhouse. Can you tell me one? Why setting a slaughterhouse? That things, essentials, things that must be in a slaughterhouse because they become or call a slaughterhouse. What are they going to contain? How are they going to look like? The first one, I hope you are seeing the PowerPoint.
No, sir, it's not. You're not. This PowerPoint is not showing. It's just showing only the topic.
It's not showing.
It's showing just the topic, the first slide. That is only the first slide that's showing.
Why? Okay.
Maybe. Pastor ya je can me yana ga.
I'm trying to share the this thing again.
Huh?
I'm trying to reshare the PowerPoint so that I can be seeing it.
Okay, sir.
Can you see the PowerPoint? Hello?
Yes,
No,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you
Yes.
see it now?
We can see it, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
good. Okay, very good. So these are what we have been talking about. Some definitions: abattoir, slaughterhouse, slaughter slab. I assume you know them. Just for us to rewind and refresh our memory. Zoonosis. You can see that. Food animal meats. What are they? Evisceration, carcass, batch. You encounter them in abattoir. These are terms you use in abattoir. Green offals, white offals, stunning. Butchers animals. We talk about clean environment, clean area, and no clean area. Clean area is that's why clean area or clean activities. But clean is not restoration. We must have finished your restoration. You're talking about, about the efficacies and other things. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Are
sir.
you still seeing the slides?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you want to ask question?
No, we can see the slide, sir.
Okay. So we now say we group the abattoirs. We can call abattoir as a central abattoir. We now say that these ones are normally the traditional ones we have in our areas whereby they'll be there. And most of the activities there are done unhygienically compared to modern automatic abattoir. I don't know what mentality. Is it the central time of abattoir or the modern abattoir? Hmm?
Sorry, what did you
I want
say?
somebody to talk. The one you have.
The
Is it
line
the
is
I didn't get your
modern or
breaking.
question.
central abattoir? The one you have. Is that, madam?
The line is
Huh?
breaking. We can't hear you.
Okay. I asked a question. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear
Very
me now?
clear. Very clear,
Okay,
sir.
so
Yes,
I say
sir.
okay. I say we have central abattoir. In your locality, is there a modern abattoir, modern automatic abattoir that we have, or the one we can term central abattoir? Based on where
Central
you came
abattoir,
from.
sir.
Central abattoir. So we are
Central
saying that
abattoir.
yes, this one are traditional ones, old fashioned. You know, most of the time the operations are not carried out in a hygienic way compared to modern abattoir that have the slaughter facilities, you know, that enables smooth operations and also hygienic preparation of meat, you know. So also say we have factory abattoir in the sense that, you know, they don't only slaughter but also process this meat to a finished product and package meat products. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So we also say we can have simple slaughterhouse based on activity that are being carried out, or they can be complex in a way that they do more than one activity. Not only slaughtering of animal, but they also do other things to also produce a finished product or packaged byproduct. Good. We say like in complex, in simple abattoir, main products are just fresh meat. That's what you have in simple slaughterhouses. What you go there for is just to get slaughtered meat, a meat. But complex slaughterhouse, you just have other activities in relationship to the slaughtered meat, including rendering, visceral handling, blood processing, and hide and skin processing. We also group the abattoirs according to their sizes: small size, medium size, large size. When I say the small size abattoir, that 30,000 units of animal can be slaughtered in a year. And this slaughterhouse can occupy 1 to 2 hectares of land. We can term that type as a small size slaughterhouse. It can also be termed medium size slaughterhouse if it is able to slaughter or enable slaughtering of 50,000 animals per unit per year and occupy 4 to 9 hectares of land. It can also be a large size slaughterhouse when 100,000 animals are slaughtered per year. It can occupy up to maybe between 4 to 6 hectares of land. In this animal unit, we are talking about bovine, just one per bovine, cattle, camel, one, swine, two, calves, three, and the sheep, 5. Okay, are you seeing the slides still?
Yes, sir.
Hello? So
Yes,
let's
sir.
say, why are we discussing this? Why are we discussing this? Why are we discussing abattoir? The management of abattoir, we have to know the functions. So be able to manage them well. It's a place that give us opportunity to provide safe meat, wholesome meat for human consumption. Here we carried out hygienic processing, hygienic slaughter, everything is done hygienically in a way that the outcome of the slaughter activities don't bring about transmission of zoonotic disease to the consumers of meat or meat products. Antemortem inspection is being carried out in abattoir and postmortem inspection. Antemortemly, in the sense that you prevent animal that is not fit for slaughter before they're slaughtered. Then after slaughtering, you also certify that those meat that from slaughtered animal are fit for human consumption. We use an abattoir as a place for monitoring and surveillance of animal diseases and to prevent zoonotic outbreak, and also institute control and control measures against spread of diseases. Okay? You have any question? Any point?
Yes, sir.
Anytime you have a question, just let me know.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now, when I say we have the essentials, there are certain things you must look out for. Where you come from, there are certain things you look out for. Where you call a slaughterhouse. One is the site. The site. An abattoir should not be located in an area where they are, that is flood prone. It should be located from, smoke, smell, or dusty area, and where contaminants can actually, come nearer to the area. It must have adequate space for development without environmental pollution. While siting an abattoir, that site must be a place that it will be prone from flood. When there's flooding, it will not be able to affect the area. It will be free from smoke, free from smell and dust. So another point there is that there should be adequate dust-proof access ways connecting the slaughterhouse with public road. So the place you set an abattoir to have an access road, but that access road should not be dusty. Should not be the one that will be able to be dusty in order to attract dust in that slaughter environment. We also say that slaughterhouse must also be completely separated from any other building. It will be far away from residential area, from residential area, from industrial area, Why? Why do you have it far away from residential area? Can somebody tell me? Hello?
To avoid cross contamination, sir. And
Yes.
and to protect against zoonotic diseases that may transmit from the animals to man.
Good. And especially, that also prevent, rodent encouragement to houses. Some of these local houses, you see that they have all these rodents coming in. Before you know it, they can be a source of vector to, human inhabitants that are living nearer to slaughter houses. Okay. Then we also have sufficient clean water, availability of sufficient clean water. Water to make access, to be accessible for slaughter activity, cleaning, and also disinfection activities in the slaughterhouse. In the slaughterhouse, there's a need to separate animal species slaughterhouse with wall, at least 3-meter height, in order to prevent traffic of people. To be able to guide people must enter through one location and go out through another location. Not anybody goes in and comes out any way they like. There's a need to, site an abattoir not too near to water or availability of electricity. Where there is electricity supply, enough water. To also be sited to where there is a, animal market or railway for easy transportation of animal for slaughter and easy transportation of slaughter, meat already meat product after slaughtering. Apart from siting of the abattoir, what other basic things, basic essential in a slaughterhouse is water. You cannot talk about abattoir without water, adequate water supply, because water is essential. You use water in almost all the processes. Potable water supply must be distributed in all parts of the abattoir under adequate pressure. Not just having the water, but having it under adequate pressure so that we can be able to use it well. In a civilized society, they also have, supply of hot water, hot and cold potable water for cleaning of the equipment. There's equipment you are supposed to clean with hot water. knife, clean them, So water supply is very essential. Electricity cannot be overemphasized. The presence of electricity. I have here 3-phase electricity to be supplied, and standby generator is very important. This will even aid in post-mortem inspections. Where there's no power supply, one can actually on the generator to supply power in the abattoir. Adequate lighting. Adequate natural or artificial lighting must be provided throughout the slaughter place. That is very essential for adequate ante-mortem inspection and post-mortem inspection. You'll be able to see well, to be able to use your senses to make proper, diagnosis. Then ventilation. There should be adequate ventilation. It must be provided to prevent accumulation of odor. In a slaughterhouse where there's no adequate ventilation, you see the odor that will be, emanating from the place, it will be terrible. To even prevent dust or excessive heat. One should not be working in an abattoir, be sweating. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, we are together.
Okay, you are hearing me better now?
Very well, sir.
No,
Okay,
sir,
so
network is bad.
network is bad.
Ah.
We hope it will improve.
Amen.
Then, as for construction, you see, as you're talking about the essentials on abattoir, you must site an abattoir in a good place under certain conditions. There's a requirement of siting an abattoir. There are some essentials that will be able to have in abattoir, before you call it, before it can function for what it's supposed to function for, or what it's meant to use for. As for construction, the floor. The floor should be constructed with a very hard, non-slippery material that will enhance easy cleaning and disinfection. So while constructing an abattoir, the floor of the abattoir should be in a way that it will not be able to, to be hard in a way, because animals are being brought into the place. It should be hard in a way that it should be very, very hard, and it should not be slippery, that animal can easily fall while they are moving the animal, or even the slaughter workers. It can also be easily cleaned when it is made of this hard material. Good. Now, what of the wall of the abattoir? The walls. It should be made of a very smooth, durable material and be covered with a glazed tile to a height of at least 3 meters from the floor. The wall of the abattoir, you maintain a very smooth, durable, and impermeable material and covered by glazed tile to a height no less than 3 meters from the floor. The roof of the abattoir should be designed to provide adequate ventilation and lighting. It also contains drainage, adequate drainage system. In the traditional way, is always in a very slopey way, slope of the floor to the direction of the gutters. Now, in modern abattoir, rapid elimination of waste materials and water by transferring them to effluent treatment unit to ensure maximum prevention of environmental pollution is always done. As slaughter activities is being carried out, they are moving the waste rapidly, transferring them to effluent management, where they manage the wastewater. You know how to, along the line, we are going to go through effluent management, how you manage wastewater. And also recycle the use of wastewater, for other things. Good. We mentioned the doors of an abattoir. The doors should be wide enough to allow passage of personnel, carcass and offers without contact with the door walls or doorways. It will maintain a width of 1.737 meters size of the width of 1.7 meters, 37 meters is okay for the door. The door must be constructed of a rust-resistant material. If made up of wood, the door will be covered with rust-resistant, smooth, impermeable material. This can easily help in cleaning. You can easily clean the environment, the slaughterhouse, while if they are made up of this, or even the door, if they are made up of this resistant, smooth, impermeable material. Good. Now, that will take us to the basic components of an abattoir, which I just know that you know. But we just have to refrain our memory of what we know. The quarantine, the larage. Basically, larage is a very good component of an abattoir slaughterhouse. They are built far away from the slaughter hall and roof to protect the animals and staff. The larage. They are being reinforced with concrete divisions, with iron gate, so that each species of animals are being kept separately, depending on the size of animal, duration of the time, the animal are penned. The penning space shall not be less than, for an adult cow, 1.74 square meter floor space. For pig, sheep, and goat, 0.56 square meter floor space. For heavy pigs and calves, 0.74 square meter floor space. For poultry, 10 to 5 birds per square meter. These are the adequate, housing requirements, keeping this animal in large before they are slaughtered to enable antenatal inspection and to prevent anything that will make the animal, not be able to respond to better meat yield when they're slaughtered. Okay? Do you have any questions at this point? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So we'll move ahead. Precious
Yes,
animals
sir.
shall not be paired with other animals. These animals that are very easily, they get irritated very easily. In order to avoid the issue of fracture, stable feed container should be provided, and they will be easy to clean to allow adequate feeding of animal. Facilities for safe and humane keeping of animals should be put in place. Isolation of sick and suspect animals should also be done in large. Water troughs with adequate and accessible supply of clean, potable water at all times should be provided. Sufficient materials or facility for adequate and regular cleaning of pens and maintenance and repairs are very necessary for the large. We should not wait until things get out of hand before we repair some things that got spoiled. Like being observed in certain abattoirs, that once anything is spoiled, it takes centuries before those things will place back. That is poor maintenance culture. Another point you must know that sharp points such as jab ends or protruding nuts or bolts, which could easily injure animal, can be removed as soon as noticed. And once they remove, protection from weather elements are also provided. When the weather is harsh, the animal should be provided with extreme cool condition. They will shed it from cold. They will some excess heat should not be allowed in large. Okay, and overcrowding to also be avoided. Overcrowding. So we that's why we talk about specific conditions, requirements of keeping these animals in a large. That will take us to slaughter hall. Slaughter hall. Every species of animal must have separate slaughter hall if it is obtainable in your own. I don't Hello?
Hello, sir.
Sorry, there's break in transmission. Okay. Huh?
Yeah.
Hello?
Carry on, sir.
Okay. I said now, the next place is the slaughter hall. We just finished with the large. The slaughter hall itself, the slaughter hall proper. So I was asking a question. In the abattoir, do they slaughter animal differently? Do they slaughter cattle the same way they slaughter, or the same place they slaughter sheep and goats or pig? Or do they have a separate place they do their slaughtering? Responses. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
I asked a question, so I want responses.
Okay, sir, we can hear you now. The line was breaking.
I was asking question.
Okay, sir.
I asked in your own locality, do they slaughter all the species of animal the same place? Or
No,
do
sir.
they slaughter them differently?
They slaughter them in different halls or slab.
Okay. Okay.
We have the small slab and the larger annual slab.
Okay. Okay. That's the best. That's the way to go. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yes, sir.
Then slaughtering and dressing, evisceration and post-mortem inspection take place in slaughter hall. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So, as I said earlier, we have traditional fashion slaughter hall, and we have that one that is the automatic slaughter hall. Number one we have around is that traditional fashion slaughter hall. We don't have rails. As I said earlier, some of the activities are not done hygienically. Some of the butchers are seen. They also start selling even in the slaughter hall. People come to buy. For the modern automatic slaughter hall, you see the rails where animals are passed from one area to another, with a very good mechanical process in rails, Okay. Now we also have the stunning area. There shall be a separate area designated for stunning of the animal, depending on the species. We also have the place we call bleeding area, where the animals are allowed to or bled. It will be of adequate size, and it shall be located that the blood shall not be splashed on another animal being slaughtered or on the carcass being skinned. A floor watch point shall be provided for intermittent cleaning. The bleeding area. The hosting area, a stable means of hosting the slaughter animals shall be provided. The bleeding rails shall be of sufficient height for the animal carcass to be hanged above the floor. The flaying session. The flaying of carcass shall not be done on the floor as obtainable in some areas. Adequate means and tools for the hiding of the animal shall be provided. During the evisceration for cattle, is either done mechanically, a mechanical evisceration table or individual sponge gut holder can be used for the reception and the inspection of these products. In the case of mechanical conveyor belts or boat washing, apron washing, other washing facilities shall be provided. Racks or facilities for handling red and green offals shall be provided. That is what I was telling you when we are going through some of the times, red offer and the green offals. Okay. The carcass splitting. Appropriate carcass splitting equipment shall be provided in a slaughterhouse. Carcass should be split straight down the middle as appropriate, so as not to damage the meat applicable damage the meat. This is applicable to beef and pork carcasses. In the carcass washing area.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Hello, sir. I think we are not on the same slide.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We are still on the slaughter slide. Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse.
Yes, that's the page we are on.
No.
Can you see which slide are you seeing now?
The slaughterhouse slide.
No.
Okay. What of now?
No, sir.
What of
We're
now?
on the flaying section.
Plain section. What of
Flaying
now?
section.
But mine is.
Now is
Look at
carcass.
it again.
Carcass.
Okay.
But mine is showing me slaughterhouse.
No, it should be network. No, it's
Network. Your
Okay.
phone is hanging.
Okay.
slaughterhouse. Slaughter.
Yes,
Now playing
slaughterhouse.
section. Playing section
Okay.
now.
Okay. Maybe it's
So we are in this slide. Carcass watching area. Are we together?
Mine is still hanging. No problem.
Hanging.
Carry on.
It should be
Okay.
happening. Now we are in carcass splitting.
Yes. Okay. And I said the appropriate carcass splitting equipment shall be provided in slaughterhouse. You know, when I describe the way the carcass will be split down the middle as appropriate as much as not to cause damage to the meat. You know, this is applicable to the pork or beef. We also have carcass watching area. We say potable water as sufficient pressure shall be provided to remove all blood, you know, slight blood marks, the bone, dust, and marrows. Then the special facility, the following facilities, conditions, and such orders as may be essential for efficient conduct of inspection and maintenance of sanitary conditions shall be provided by each slaughterhouse. 1. Adequate space to be provided for adequate meat inspection. This space should be suitable and properly located facility that will be provided for inspection of various types of animals slaughtered. This station shall have adequate facility for hand washing, equipment sterilization, floor washing, and for immediate separation and disposal of condemned materials.
I had one.
Are we together now?
Yes, sir.
We're also saying that sufficient natural or abundant artificial light shall be provided at all times, so far as meat inspection is concerned. Most importantly, natural light is very important. You know, it's very needful for adequate and proper conduct of meat inspection. We're saying that the room shall be kept sufficiently free from vapor, steam, for inspection to be done properly. These are the things that will enable one or inspector or veterinarians to be able to carry out the inspection using the senses of, you know, that is as required. You'll be able to see very well, you know. So in a vapor contaminated area, you won't be able to see very well in order to do your inspection. The same thing with light. Without adequate light supply, you won't be able to see. You know, be able to know the lymph node, what to touch inside the lymph node, be able to see what you observe. You need adequate light supply to be able to achieve this. Okay. Then in the modern abattoir, where I said we have in the modern abattoir is meat are being processed in a more hygienic way. There's 4 major types of line dressing. There's what we call the gravity rail system. This one can process between 10 to 40 cattle in an hour. The number of cattle that can be processed in this line is up to 40 cattle per hour. We also have the one we call intermittent power system. It can process between 10 to 75 cattle in an hour. The next one is continuous power system that can process between 40 to 120 cattle in an hour. That's what we call the can pack system. You can process between 50 to 150 cattle in an hour. So in a civilized society, in a civilized country, these are obtainable. Where they slaughter very large quantity of animal. They also process this animal depending on the requirement or the capacity of the slaughterhouses. So another area that is very important in a slaughterhouse is the emergency slaughter room, or what we term isolation block. Are we all together now at this slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we're saying that there's also provision for emergency slaughter room. This is a place, it's part of the large. It can contain 4 cattle. You can have a slaughter hall. You can also have the tail meat room for keeping the carcass until the result of laboratory examination is done.
Relax, Jumbo.
We are saying that the large, this emergency slaughter room to be situated near the large or byproduct unit to get rid of dead animal for the large into render plant in a place where they have a complex abattoir where they do this kind of things, where they just not only process animal, they also do rendering activities. So if there is no isolation block in an abattoir, suspected or diseased animal to be isolated and slaughtered at the end of slaughtering of healthy animal to avoid cross-infection and contamination. Animal can, those animals that are not healthy can contaminate, they can lead to contamination, cause contamination between the healthy ones and the unhealthy ones. So we're not saying that in a place where there is no isolation block, that the apparently healthy animal should be slaughtered first before those ones that are not looking good enough. Are we together to this point of slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We also have a place we call condemned room, condemned meat room. It is for keeping of carcasses or organs unfit for human consumption. The animals, the carcass or meat you condemn, they are not fit for human consumption. That's where they are kept. They're being kept. They can actually put in render plants or sent to general incinerator that will be maybe located outside the town, where the animals they are just burnt and incinerated. We also have a place we call detain room or retention room. It is used for keeping of carcass or organs required for further examination. When there is a suspect, you suspected as an inspector, you suspected some conditions, you want to actually, subject to further analysis or further examination, you have to detain the meat. It is in chilling room condition of 1 degree Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius. The meat are going to be kept in a chilling condition to avoid the deterioration of the meat. All meat condemned as unfit for human consumption can be locked up separately. Any condemned meat in abattoir will be locked up. They should not be allowed to have access out of the abattoir. Why? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir. Hello?
Yes, I asked a question now. Why are we going to keep the condemned meat in a separate, place where it will be locked?
Yeah, for further examination to confirm the disease in the particular organ that has been slaughtered.
Okay.
Or meat.
Okay. But also, in addition to that, some people find it difficult to, to even allow the condemned meat to be condemned. Sometimes they find it difficult, they frown at it, they find a way to going back to take it, even to sell it to unsuspected consumers, So make sure that condemned meat don't have access to consumers. People don't have access to that particular room. to be able to use it or sell it to consumers again. There's a place we call the chilling room for keeping carcass fit for human consumption. Those ones that are fit for human consumption should be kept in a very good temperature, chilling room temperature, until it has been dispatched to consumers. The temperature range is -1 degree Celsius to +4 degrees Celsius with a relative humidity of 85%. Good?
Yes,
Are we
sir.
together? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then we also have a veterinary laboratory, vet lab. A well-equipped lab is essential for diagnosis and confirmation of suspicious cases, as well as for maintenance of all-round hygienic standards. What I'm saying in essence is that there's need for vet lab or lab in an abattoir. Do you have a lab in abattoir, the ones you know?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
So these are things. Why we are doing this thing is for us to know what we're supposed to improve upon. We can make our recommendation, in our locality, because after this presentation, we may ask ourselves certain questions. What are we going to do to improve, the meat inspection capacity on abattoir? Abattoir as a diagnostic tool, in Nigeria, for instance, is it doing enough? Is it still serving the purpose it meant to serve? Is it still providing the wholesome and the safe meat to the general populace? And it's our duty to make sure that these things are done the right way. Because before you know it, especially this time of outbreaks, viral infections up and down, we'll do the best we can to make sure that as far as meat is concerned, the meat that are produced in our locality, in abattoir, that we work as certified fit for human consumption, that are safe and wholesome for human consumption. So when we know all these requirements, we'll be able to know what is lacking in our own locality and what we can recommend or what we can do to improve the system, because the system must work. So a small lab can also help us in a case of trikinella examination, in case of pig, in pig slaughter hall. You can also do other things. Anything you can do in the lab. Lab is essential, So the next thing is essential apartments like hide and skin stores, where you keep the hide and skin of slaughtered animal. They should be transferred directly after skinning, either mechanically or manually, to a temporary storage of hide and skin. Where you store the hide and skin, there will be a source of contamination to meat. Once you remove the hide and skin, they're supposed to move directly to hide and skin stores where they're kept. So the hide and skin store can be used for reception of cattle and the cheap feet. These are the ones that can stay together. Hide and skin stores, you can also keep the feet of cattle and that of sheep under hide and skin. The cut and trim room. The initial separation and emptying of the stomach or intestine is normally carried out in this room. This is where you do the evisceration. The initial separation, the stomach, the intestine, you do it in these gut and trim rooms. Subsequent processing of stomach or intestine to take place in a separate unit. That's what it's just telling us. When you must have separated them, you now separate them and process. They are what we call the offer rooms. As we mentioned earlier, the red offals, in relationship to the slaughtered animals such as liver, kidney, lung, should be trimmed and placed in a shield or freezing condition. However, there should be a separate room for green offals. A gassing space shall be provided for emptying and cleaning the stomach or intestines. This is just as much as possible to avoid contaminations. When you want to open the stomach of slaughtered animal or the intestines, you should do it in upper rooms to avoid contamination to other areas. This room should be provided with sufficient potable running water. Very, very important. And it should have a separate exit and sufficiently drained. The water or effluent from this area should be well drained. It will not be allowed to accommodate in the environment because there will be source of contamination. Edible offers must be held in a temperature not exceeding 3 degrees Celsius if stored for distribution, depending where you are going to, where those edible offers are going. If they are meant for distribution, they're not going to be stored under temperature less than 3 degrees Celsius because this will enhance the shelf life of the particular offer, edible offers. Okay? Are we together at this point? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are together.
Okay. Okay.
We are with you, sir. We are with you.
Okay, thank you very much. Then there's a place we call the edible fat room. This is a complete separate holding room, usually located near the gut room, and where edible fat are held. All these divisions, they may not be actually this way in all the abattoir, but there's a peculiarity that depending on the kind of animal that's slaughtered, you'll be able to have these areas. Place you call cutting room. Hygienic procedures undertaken with the initial carcass during dressing are continued in the cutting room. During the cutting process, the temperature of the building must not exceed 10 degrees Celsius. Adequate facilities are necessary in the form of stable equipment like hot water provision, cold water, potable water that are kept in whole area hygienically, and waste disposal system should be provided. This is very important in an abattoir or slaughterhouse. In edible area, materials unfit for human consumption, with the exception of hide and skin, should be sited away from the edible areas. What we're saying is that some materials that are not meant for human consumption, there's no need of joining them together with the ones that are meant for human consumption, except for hide and skin. Since improper handling of these organs can result in unhygienic condition and contamination. However, fresh meat dispatch areas, this is a place you keep the fresh meat. They must be sited away from the dirty area, unclean area, and easily reached by vehicle, so that people can easily have access to the meat, and offers for human consumption without introducing contamination. There should be facilities for personnel. A sufficient number of water baths for both sets are employed with showers. Wash hand basins must be provided, one for every 15 employees. That is, you are just saying that there should be room for personnel rooms, convenient rooms, place people can take their bath, showers. People place people can change their clothes before they start work, and place they can actually take their baths after the work of the day. These are very essential to maintain hygiene environment and avoiding transmission of zoonotic infection. The dressing room should be properly separated from the toilets and open directly on the working areas. We are just talking about the facilities for the personnel, how we expect them to be. The laundry and car park are necessary in a modern abattoir. Besides that, a system of communication comprising internal telephone and loudspeaker. We're just saying that system of communication should also be provided in abattoir for proper communication, among the workers. Okay. Veterinary office, as a vet or meat inspector, is supposed to have your office adequate equipped, containing it can be lockable room for the use of veterinary services, and a large one for the meat inspectors, a place whereby the meat inspectors are different from the veterinarians, you know. But down here, I think we are the one that do the meat inspection. Am I correct? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to know that, make sure that everybody is following.
I can hear you here.
You can hear me well. Okay, that's good. Okay. So now take us to postmortem room. We are saying that appropriate facility shall be provided for conduct of postmortem inspection, or even animal arriving dead at slaughterhouse or die at the large. Postmortem room. You know, PM room. We call it PM room, where you do postmortem inspection for dead animal. When they have arrived, they brought an animal dead in a particular abattoir. You do PM to actually, you know, investigate the likely cause of the death of the animal. There's what we call the maneuver. It should be sited near the large. So the maneuver, this should be sited near the large, on the side, on the dirty side of the abattoir. You see, this place is always provided whereby the manures or the waste are being dumped for easy, you know, they can easily be taken away or, you know, removed for easy removal. They decided away. They decided near the large because this is where, you know, the dirty side of the abattoir. This floor side to be just to be trying to describe how it is going to be. It will be built in a place whereby it will allow flow of you know, effluents. Where you don't these manures from the abattoirs, they're bound to have water seepage from them. You know, they can be screened, you know, and can be disposed manually or mechanically. Good. Okay. Well, I think that will take us to slaughterhouse layout plan. After this one, I think we'll have a break. Slaughterhouse lay down plan, you know, like as we said earlier. What are we doing in a slaughterhouse? What are the requirements of a slaughterhouse? What are the basic essentials of a slaughterhouse? You know, so the slaughterhouse shall have the essential facility for the following activities. You know, one can ask, what are the activities that are carried out in slaughterhouse? And what are the essential facilities? When I ask you to give me the essential facilities, then the facilities that are needed, that are essential in a slaughterhouse, and the activities that can be carried out in a particular facility. You know what I'm talking about? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Can you hear me now? Are you seeing this last
Yes,
slide?
sir.
You are seeing this last slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I'm saying that we have to talk about facilities. We also talk about activities. Like receiving of animal. Where do we receive animal in abattoir?
In the library.
Receiving an animal, is it a facility or activity?
It's a facility.
Receiving of animal is an activity now. It's not a facility.
An activity.
Long is the activity is the facility. You
Yeah.
get me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So postmortem inspection is an activity.
Yes, sir.
When is it
Yes, sir.
what are the necessary facilities antemotum inspection?
Slaughter of.
Huh?
Slaughter of.
Slaughterhouse, antemotum inspection.
Larynx.
So we have to know the differences. When I ask you, the activities, you'll be able to know the facilities needed for special or specific activities in abattoir. Then, isolation of sick animal is an activity. Where do you conduct isolation of sick animal or diseased animal? Hello? Where do you do isolation of sick and diseased animal? That is responding. I want others to respond now. Resting place for an animal before slaughter.
It's layrage.
Layrage, yes.
Layrage.
Okay.
The layrage.
Where do you carry out post-mortem and humane slaughter?
The slaughter in the sunny area.
Hall.
Sunny area.
Yes. What are the flaying, dressing, and watching of carcasses?
Slaughter hall.
Slaughter hall. Hanging of carcasses and edible offers. Hanging of carcasses and edible offers.
Yes, and the slaughter hall, sir.
Handling of byproducts.
In the slaughter hall.
Handling of solid and liquid waste.
Still in the slaughter hall.
Liquid, solid and liquid waste?
In the it's confusing.
Huh?
Getting more confused.
It's not. It can be confusing now. It can be confusing now. Where do you handle solid and liquid waste? Tell me now. Do you understand the question? But what are the sources of both solid and liquid waste in an abattoir? Where do we have them? Do we have waste from larage?
Yes, sir. That's the feces.
Yes.
That's the feces.
Yes, the urine, the wastewater, the waste. What of this water? How do we have waste from there?
Yes, the guts from the
the content of the guts.
And the bleeding.
The blood.
Yes, sir. The blood.
The part of the liquid waste,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how do you now handle them? This waste that come from there, how do you handle them? How do you take them to waste disposal?
Waste
disposal and management.
Yes, sir.
Waste disposal and managing the waste from abattoir.
Okay.
Remember, we have where we call Manube.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So they're supposed to channel all this waste from larage or slaughterhouse, supposed to be channeled
to the
area for processing, and adequate treatment, including recycling. Some of these waste can still be used in other forms. Okay. Now, where do you carry out inspection of meat?
Which of the inspections, sir? Inspection of meat. That's the slaughter of
meat. Yes, I didn't say animal. When I say inspection of animal, it's different from inspection of meat. Where do you carry out inspection of animal?
In the lineage, sir.
Large. So animals should be slaughtered before you can expect it as meat. It's a slaughter
Yes, sir.
product of animal that is meat. You know?
Yes, sir.
Where do you carry out emergency slaughter?
Sir?
Emergency slaughter.
In the lineage.
What are the conditions that can make one to, slaughter animal under emergency condition?
When the animal is sick.
Accidental, animal that has accident.
No accidents.
When the animal is in pain, mercy slaughter. You want to be merciful to the animal. You slaughter the animal so that you lessen the pain.
Yes, sir.
So I expect you to know what are the conditions that warrant emergency slaughter of an animal when they are in pain. What other things? When there's fracture, the fracture can lead to pain. What other things? What other things?
Accident.
The accident will lead to pain or fracture.
You can institute the emergency slaughter to lessen the pain of the animal is going through. Then staff welfare. We talk about the personnel house, for changing of clothes, So these are the things. We're supposed to have it in number 12. Then provision of hot and the cold water supply. How do you get the water, potable water in number 12?
Balls.
From the tap that is linked to the borehole.
Okay, that's the best. You will have a borehole that is linked on overhead tank. That tank should be overhead, so that the pressure of the water should be adequate. The pressure of the water should be adequate, that you'll be able to, be running at the adequate pressure, so that it can be able to be used adequately in abattoir. In some abattoir environment, you see people fetching water with buckets. Am I correct? I don't know of their location. Do they have tap? Do they have tap supply of water in your locality?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is wonderful. That's the basic thing. Without water, there's no hygiene. There's no hygienic processing of meat products. We're supposed to have toilet and changing rooms. Is it obtainable in the abattoir in your own locality?
Yes, sir. There is.
The toilet and changing rooms. That's very wonderful. In some places, people still do open the education. It's a concern. And it's a challenge to public health. In abattoir, those that are working in abattoir are not supposed to be defecating openly. Toilet should be provided, and soaps and washing basins should be provided. Running water should be provided for adequate washing of hands because of contamination, to prevent contamination. So at this point, I don't know. I want you to ask your questions. Ask your questions. You have any?
No questions, sir. The lecture is well understood.
Okay.
From my side.
Okay. No questions. Okay. So I want to give an assignment.
Okay, sir.
Give you assignment. Assignment,
Okay, sir.
The assignment is this, From your own experience as a veterinarian, kindly indicate from the lecture we already gone today, indicate those conditions, the things that are abnormal in abattoirs in your own locality. The abnormal conditions compared to the essentials requirement of abattoir. These essentials of abattoirs we mentioned or we have already gone through. Compare it with what is obtainable in your own locality, in abattoir in your locality. So that will now give me feedbacks on areas you want improvement to be done. Give your recommendation. Give your recommendation to appropriate authority towards achieving or improving the state of abattoir for adequate provision of wholesome and safe meat, and also as a diagnostic tool for disease and a surveillance point for disease control. Did you get the question very well?
No, sir.
Yeah? So I'm saying this
No, sir,
question,
we
you
didn't
take
get
it now. Yeah? I'm
Okay,
saying for your
repeat
own
it, sir.
experience as a vet, yeah? Itemize the items in your locality, in abattoir in your locality that is not obtainable, that is below the standard that is expected of our ideal abattoir. I recommend solutions towards improving that abattoir for safe and also meat provision for the consumers and also for disease surveillance purposes and control of infection. Is it correct? Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
So with that, I think we can call off the class.
Thank you very much, sir. We really enjoyed the class.
Is it enjoyable? The class is enjoyable.
Yes, sir.
Even though we have this disconnection of network, is still an issue, but we pray that there will be improvement as we go forward.
By the
So
grace.
I wish you the best.
What's your next?
Part of the day.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
I wish you all the best as you have started this journey of obtaining your college degree, diploma in CVSS.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Best wishes from
All
you.
right.
So we'll see you some other time.
All right.
Next time. Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye, sir.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay. One, two,
Hello, Dr. Sage.
5.
Hello, Dr. Sage. Hello, Dr. Sage.
Who is your sergeant?
The lady, the lady in the class.
Okay. He's not responding to you.
Okay, so let me just call her on her line. Let me call her on the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yes, sir.
Well done.
Yeah.
Oh, good meeting.